Hey guys, good morning. Today I want to talk about women who feel alone. A lot of times after abortion, many women feel alone. They don't have community, they don't have anyone to talk to, they don't have anyone to go to when it comes to an unplanned pregnancy. So when we look in the Bible, Genesis 16:11 talks about this. Most of us, if we're Christians, know the story of Abram and Sarai and Hagar. Hagar was mistreated pretty badly. She was a slave. Um, Abram listened to his wife, and then his wife said, why did you do this? And she starts blaming him. Why did you go into her? Why is she, did she conceive? So here she is. She probably didn't have a choice. She was a slave. She conceived, and she ran away from her mistress. And the neat thing about this story is God was with her. God, an angel, it says, found her, and said basically, go back to your mistress, and basically God is with you. And she named her son Ishmael because God sees. And a lot of times it can be really comforting when we remember our stories and we remember that we did feel that God was with us. Either we did not, my hair is a mess right now. Either we turned from him and we were ashamed of a lot of girls are ashamed of what they have done, and it could be just sex outside of marriage. I know for me, it was okay to grow up in a home where fornication was okay. That was the culture. So I didn't really feel ashamed being with my first boyfriend. But when you get pregnant, that was not okay for some reason. So you can be in denial, or you can feel like God is with you. And for me, I knew as a little girl I accepted Christ in my heart. I did not understand it, but I did know he was with me. And that was, his presence was there. I do see in my life he was watching over me the whole time, and he has been there for me. A lot of times, when a lot of girls, can feel that there's a control issue, that they want kids, on their own time. Other women have felt this way. They really didn't want kids. They felt like it would be their timing instead of God's timing. So when you're broken in life, I think of beauty, ashes for beauty. You get broken over and over, and you have things that happen to you in life, and that's just God redirecting your life and saying, I have something better for you. Romans tells us that all things work for the good for those who love God. So many times he is redirecting us when he takes our lives and just kind of turns them upside down. Also, a lot of girls have seeds that are sown beforehand. I know for me, it was being pregnant meant you are going to be fat. So for me, that was a huge thing. Like, why would you want to be pregnant? So being pregnant and being fat was a whole nother thing. And a lot of girls have seeds that are sown that are, if you get pregnant, then the dad is going to kick you out of the home and you will not have a place to live. Or it can be, what is everyone going to think of me? For some girls, they want that validation. They want to be pleasing other people. So if they get pregnant, how's that going to look? So there's all these seeds that get planted at a young age, at 12, 13, whatever, that will already turn a girl away from motherhood. And then, we see in the Bible that it talks about honoring your parents. There are many parents who do not want their children. They just don't want them. I know for me, my mother totally just, my dad disowned me. And then my mother didn't want a relationship. Not that we had one in the first place. Many times I was her trophy and a way for her to get her sense of worth or validation that she did better than her own mother. So many times when we don't have our parents in our life, it's a blessing, and we want to make sure we're the type of parents that do want our children in our lives, because if we don't honor our children later on, if we think they're a curse, they will think the same thing of us. I just heard a sermon about fatherhood and how the fathers' hearts should be turned toward the children in Malachi, and the children's hearts should be turned to the fathers. And that is not always the case, but a wise father will have the hearts of his children, and he will not be disconnected. He will stay in contact with them.